Hello and welcome to the training for occupancy management in a single view. So this is a new UI that we brought out, and basically it allows users to manage the queue and occupancy from a single view. So first of all, I'll check the URL that I'm logged into, make sure that's correct. And then I'll log in using my credentials. The first thing I can see is there's a list of customers in the queue. So I can swipe on them and perform any actions. On the left-hand side, you can obviously see the positions as well as their name, the product they've selected, and then you can see the little badge that says self, which indicates the customer scanned the QR code or joined the queue virtually or remotely. I can also add a customer manually by clicking on the plus button. Please note you may have different options appearing here depending on your user journey. Then type in Tim, navigate down, group size 2, and then just add that customer here. And that customer will appear at the bottom of the list. So this is different from the old UI because I now don't have the option to move over to the occupancy on the right hand side at the bottom. There's no tab for me to move over, so everything is managed from these two buttons at the bottom. So I can see at the top of the list, I can see there's one slot remaining out of the 15 total max occupancy. And I can edit this at any point by clicking on the edit button next to the 14 out of 15. I can change that to be, let's say, we've reduced our occupancy in store to now only allow 10 people, which means the remaining occupancy is -4. So I need to let 4 people leave before, or 5 people leave before I can let another person in the store. So as people leave, I'll tap the minus button, and this removes people from occupancy. And then as I get to the positive numbers, I can start letting people in the store. So to let someone in the store, because I don't have the option to switch over to the occupancy, I now can just swipe on a customer and let them in order or out of order if needed. So for example, if Harry hasn't come back from waiting, he's got the callback message, but for whatever reason just hasn't returned yet, I can swipe on Lucy, click serve. And then if Harry never actually shows up, I can just click walk out. What if a customer walks up to me and doesn't want to scan the QR code? Let's say it's Lucy who's come back and she's been waiting, but for whatever reason wants to go straight in the store, and because I've actually either served her in by accident or I've let someone else in instead of her, I can then add her manually in. So the +1 just increases or increments on the number of the occupancy in the store. So rather than swiping and actioning a customer that's in the queue, I can actually just press these plus and minus buttons as the sort of manual override of what's happening in the store. So obviously as people leave, I click the minus button, and then if people walk in the store, I click the plus button. Now this screen only appears if there is a queue, so if I start going through and removing these customers or letting them into the store, I can also tap these green boxes to remove the notifications. So I'm 5 people over capacity, and then you'll see that now that there isn't a virtual queue, there's no one in the list, you can see the occupancy screen has now appeared. So because there's no one in the queue, I don't need to look at it, and that's why I'm being presented with this UI. And then of course I can still edit the occupancy here, or max occupancy here, hit reset, and then as people start to join the queue, so I'll just do that now from a different screen. My interface will change to show me that someone has now joined the queue. So it's a nice way that I don't have to switch and keep an eye on 2 tabs. It's all just in one view. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that was useful. And please reach out to us at support@qudini.com if there are any questions.